Now I would like to take things down to an intellectual level with an interview here at the Tech Cove. I am here with a special treat for you guys. I'm here with a lodge aficionado of a place where us blind folks can go and rest and relax, and I do occasionally get away from all the technology and, instead of playing with digital trees and such, go to nature. And I have my friend here to tell you all about it.
Okay, my name is Richard Stone, and I live in a little small place called Chase City, Virginia. I don't know why they named this little town after a Yankee from the Lincoln's administration, but anyway.
I'll edit that too. No,
for all you Yankees out there, I'm sorry about that. I'm not prejudiced. Just the war ain't over yet.
Tell me about it. Which one?
I've been going to this Burkeville Lodge for the blind since about 1986, 1987.
And how long has it been around?
According to the history and all that stuff we put online, the Virginia Association of Workers for the Blind was started in like 1919. The association bought a little bit of farm property in this little rural place called Burkeville in 1960. It was just a farmhouse with a kitchen and a couple of bedrooms. It already had an in-ground swimming pool. The people that had owned it had a swimming pool. So they started inviting the visually impaired and blind people to, spend a weekend. The place did not have air conditioning or ceiling fans. Yeah. So there was a lot of sitting around at nighttime, sweating, and just shooting the breeze. And a few people fell into the swimming pool because there was no fence around it. That's when the last manager decided to buy a lifesaver on a rope and a big old long hook so they could fish the people out of the swimming pool.
Huh. So you guys picked it up from an Abbott and Costello auction there?
From what I understand, one of our older people had her church clothes on, and she accidentally stepped backwards and splashed.
Oh, wow.
So they kind of hooked her out. But now we've got several fences around the swimming pool, and that kind of helps the visually impaired, and it helps keep any C&I Labrador retrievers that like to go swimming. It keeps them from getting in there.
Well, that's good. You guys have spaces for our service animals.
Yeah. The basic rule is just like every place else. C&I dogs, leader dogs, are welcome as long as their owner takes them to do their business and cleans up after them. We do have some woods over there where nobody goes walking if you want to go over there. We're pretty much on the outskirts of the town of Burkeville. We have a fishing and boating pond with a pier that goes across, so you can stand out there and either sit on the bench and gossip or bring your fishing pole and whatever you want to do out there. You can go out there and just listen to the frogs and birds and all that stuff if you want to. There you go. We have a screened-in gazebo with two entrances. One is like 2 or 3 steps and a screen door, and then one of our local people in Burkeville, whose wife is blind, built a wheelchair ramp, so getting in and out of the gazebo is no problem. We also have a big ceiling ceiling fan in there and a couple of swings hanging down from chains and plenty of little benches in there to sit on. And the ladies and the guys get in there and tell jokes and gossip, and we pick on each other. Because if you don't laugh at a blind joke, then you ain't got no business going there. We have lots of home-cooked food in our dining room, which is door number 2. It's the only double-door room we have up there, so it's real easy to find and just smell the food. They ring the dinner bell at mealtime, and there's always, it's about 50% sighted, 50% visually impaired and blind. And we have handrails around the buildings, and we also have handrail going down the paved road and around the pond, too. So if you want to go fishing or just sit out on the pier, one of our ladies a few years ago, we had a TV station come to the lodge and videotape a bunch. Mm-hmm. And one of our older members, who is in the vicinity of 92, 93 years old, she, once they put some solid metal handrails, she's totally blind. Mm-hmm. And she said once she made up her mind to walk down to the pond one morning by herself. She sat there all by herself and listened, as she put it, to nothing. And it just made her so happy that there was no trains or trucks or traffic or anything like that to listen to. And we do have birds and we do have frogs. Turtles don't make noise, but every once in a while a fish will break the surface. There have been known to be a few ducks and or geese that kind of nested in the area. But we had lots of good food, and sighted people are always there to help out. Once they ring the bell and you take a seat, find your way. Somebody can help you get to the dining room and find you a seat. Somebody will tell you what we have on the menu at the buffet style, and they'll put it on your plate and bring it to you. And basically, if you need help telling the roast beef is at 6 o'clock and the potatoes are at 3, they'll do that too.
Is it just dinner, or do we have to kill a few chickens for eggs for lunch or breakfast? Or
we get 3 meals a day. So the average breakfast is bacon and a couple of scrambled eggs and orange juice or whatever, apple juice and coffee. Get as much coffee as you can inhale.
You hear that, guys? Free better than Starbucks.
It's, you get toast and biscuits and all that. Lunchtime, sometimes they fire up the old gas grill outside, do hot dogs and hamburgers.
Well, I'll tell you what, nothing really does like gas with propane and all that good stuff.
I'm telling you, you get plenty of food. Dinner might be fried chicken and 3 or 4 different choices of vegetables.
Wait, you telling me that I can go back for 6 if I wanted to?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can do that. Just, do about it real nonchalant.
I'll be sitting by the buffet for the folks at home.
We did, at one time, we didn't get to have seconds. But the new management and people that have been there for the last several years say, oh, yeah, these people need to eat. Well, only a few of us need to eat. I can remember the day when, I'm partially sighted enough to get into trouble. I remember the day when my hair was still naturally dark brown, and I could stand up and look down and see my feet.
So it sounds like the lodge has kept you very, as we put it in the southern term, healthy.
We do have some fun. We have semi-private and private rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the rooms have got 2-3 beds. Some of them just got a queen. All the rooms, with the exception of the cottage, they all have the little mini refrigerators.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go get somebody to take you to the dollar store or something like that, you can go get you some sodas or whatever you're drinking, and keep it chilled.
Now, so I'm guessing that for the people like me who are spirits infused, there is alcohol allowed on the premises.
Yeah, you can. If you want to bring your own, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or there is a dollar store in town that I believe they sell beer and wine and sodas, everything a 7-Eleven would do.
Oh, wow.
Now, in Virginia, you have to go to the ABC store to get you some harder spirits. And at nighttime, a bunch of them get together sometimes and play Uno, or if we have a big crowd, we play bingo in the dining room, and the bingo cards are Braille and large print.
Ah.
And if you need help, there's always a sighted person around that'll say, okay. And let's see. Fishing, swimming, Uno, bingo. We do have some talking books. We do have Wi-Fi, so you can bring your phones and your laptops and all that.
Let's see.
The main cottage has got like 3 or 4 large sofas and 5 or 6 big plumpy chairs, and a TV and a VCR. So whoever can find the remote control gets to control it. What else would you like to know about the place? It's real inexpensive.
Well, I was going to, before you say that, how many people, like, say, well, what's the max capacity? Because, I mean, I would hate to drive up, in the Scooby-Doo mystery van with at least 40 or 50 blind people and say, we're here!
Well, if you bring 50-some people, you could always make reservations at the Quality Inn down the street. We can, if the people know each other quite well, and don't mind sleeping in the same room, we could probably bed down about 35. Now, we do have an extra farmhouse, a couple of 100 yards away. It's within walking distance of the lodge. We have, for any overflow or family reunions or things like that, we can sleep 10 people in that big farmhouse. And it has got a complete kitchen and everything. So if a family or friends wanted to rent just the farmhouse, you could also bring your own food and cook. They've got plates and coffee makers and microwaves and refrigerator and beds and TVs and air conditioning and heat. And several of us did that the New Year's Eve, 1999, 2000, when the world was supposed to end.
Yeah,
when all the computers were going to crash because it didn't know. We didn't have gasoline in 1900. Computers were going to think it was 1900. So 4 of us just went up there and rented the farmhouse, and we brought our own food. And the only problem with that weekend was it was real warm. the warm weather did not kill the viruses, and bronchitis, pneumonia.
So I guess you could say, in a way, in that area at the time, their world of fun ended. But I'm guessing it would fit, say, maybe 30, 35 people.
30, 35 people should be, no problem. We would like for, if anybody's interested, they can either contact me and I can give them more information, and or they can call the office and make reservations, leave a message. We don't have anybody that mans the office full time.
Well, so since they don't, and it will be a direct thing, because I mean, hell, you already know I'm coming up there. So how would they get in touch with you, either by phone or by email, by fax, telepathy?
Yeah, that would work. Or is, y'all people get ready to copy. 434-372-5787.
Now, one more time, just in case there's usually the slow one at home. So
434-372-5787, and my email address is rwstone48@verizon.net.
Email address one more time. Email address one more time.
rwstone48@verizon.net.
Cool.
And the phone number to the Burkeville Lodge for the Blind is 434-767-4080. The voicemail. Yeah, we're in the 21st century. We have voicemail now.
But is it connected to the 1980s machine? Gotcha.
We've got some antique computers around if you like to play games. One of them, I think, you have to hand crank to get it booted up.
All right. You see, guys, that you can do exercise and have low tech at the same time.
Right. Lose weight and get fat at the same time.
Well, you only lose weight if you let go of the crank.
Well, yeah, you got to keep on cranking. They ought to put it on a bicycle, so as long as you're pedaling, you can.
If they did that, I'd never check my email while I was there, which I really don't intend to. As far as some people who are musicians, there's are there instruments there that people have donated to, or?
We have, in the dining room, we have an electric organ and a piano. In the main cottage, we have another piano in the large living room. We do occasionally have some of our people are musically, I was going to say challenged, but
musically inspired.
Musically capable.
Yeah.
We've got one blind man and his blind wife that come from Charlottesville, Virginia, which takes them 3 or 4 hours to get down here. And Woodrow plays he plays a flat top guitar and sings country songs and bluegrass. He also has an instrument. It's tuned like a guitar, so it has 6 strings, but it sounds like a banjo. And he calls it a gitjo. Well, he said, I don't know how to play a banjo, so we did this instrument because it's got 6 strings. I just play 6 string, and it comes out sounding like a banjo. And Woodrow gets the place rocking sometimes after dinner or after lunch, especially when he cranks up his little rendition of Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms. Even the city folks get to banging and stomping on the floors and the tables. Yeehaw has been known to have been heard a time or two.
That was me.
We went on, the organizer organized some trips. There's a place about 8 or 10 miles down the road called Twin Lakes. He organized with the park rangers to take us canoeing.
Ooh.
Blind person, sighted person, each in a canoe. Only one person fell in the water, and that person was sighted. Then some of them motivated on over to Sailor's Creek, Virginia, which is the last battlefield of that War of Northern Aggression. And then they went on down to the surrender grounds at Appomattox, which my computer calls Appomattox. Yeah. Jaws is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
And so, they had a real good time. They had pool parties every night. They arranged to have go swimming way after supper and after dark. I believe a few margaritas were mixed, and I'm hoping to see him come back again one day.
Is there a prime time, where people can come as far as events and things that are going on during the year?
Yeah, we have a regular schedule. We're trying to get the website back up and loaded with the schedule for this year. We have coming up for Valentine's Day weekend. We have a little get together, and for most weekends, it's usually they come in Friday, Saturday, and go home Sunday after breakfast. For just a little regular weekend. We do have usually get a lot of people Memorial Day, Labor Day, of course the 4th of July, the Independence Day, hoping that it falls on a weekend or in the vicinity of a weekend. We have 2 yard sales a year. It's usually the first Saturday in May and the first Saturday in October, and it runs from like 8 o'clock in the morning till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we cook outside on the grill. We sell breakfast and lunch to anybody that's shopping that's hungry. We have a silent auction for a couple of hours the Saturday before Labor Day Monday. So sometimes it might fall in August. And it's a little 2-hour event. You go in the dining room, you put a bid down on the piece of paper, and you wait till noontime for the person to collect the tablets, and so it raises money, because I didn't say that we're a 501c3 nonprofit company, so we have to do what we can to raise money, and all donations are appreciated.
Right. I'm guessing that there's something to join, and I'm telling on myself because I forgot. There's something to join on the website where, like a newsletter of some sort.
Yeah, it's what you can do is you can go to www.vaww.org. Virginia Association WorkersBlind.org. If it's up and working, it's got some links to the history, to dues if you want to join the organization. Then you get newsletters twice a year. You know, what's going on, any events coming up that we go to. We might go to some local shows or musical venues. Several of the churches around have things at Christmas time. We do have a Christmas, the first Saturday in December, we have our Christmas lunch and party, where if you want to get a gift, you bring a gift, like a unisex gift for $5, $10, $15, whatever you feel like doing.
Okay.
And then you get a gift in exchange, and we also give out some door prizes. And, of course, we have turkey and ham and all that stuff that diabetic people are supposed to be real careful about.
But I'm sure there are a lot of things to eat there that are diabetic friendly.
We do have some ladies that do have diabetes, and they bake sugar-free cakes and pies.
Mm-hmm.
We always have plenty of desserts, and all you have to do is say anything over there sugar-free, and it's like we get plenty to eat. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, do we still have any skinny people there?
Man,
I love them all.
I can't wait to come to the lodge and actually relax on my vacation. That's going to be so much fun.
I can only think of two. Yeah, well, we're looking forward to seeing you there. Let me know, and I'll try to get there that weekend. We can hang out. And if anybody out there in radio internet land is interested, if they need help with transportation, we'll try.
And nothing beats a failure but a try. So that's a good thing.
Now, some people come with a sighted person, and they can either, depending on where they live, they can either fly in to Richmond or Raleigh, North Carolina. Richmond is closer to the lodge. The Burkeville Lodge is about 50 or 60 miles, kind of southwest of Richmond.
Ah, okay.
It's actually on a 4-lane highway.
Ooh.
Near the intersection of Highway 360 and 460. And the little town of Crew is right next door, and they have, I think, at least 3 stoplights.
Wow. Well, you guys, you heard about this fabulous place here first. Just, unless my buddy here answers the phone, just don't tell him that I sent you, unless you hear his voice. Because they'd be really confused.
You could Amtrak to Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you were close enough, you could bus in. And we could get somebody to pick you up if you were just coming and didn't have a vehicle or a driver's license. We can talk about maybe somebody could pick you up that's coming, from the Richmond area.
That's cool. Now, before we end the interview, give them the contact information one more time.
Okay, my name is Richard Stone, Shea City, Virginia, 434-372-5787. Email rwstone48@verizon.net. The Burkeville Lodge for the Blind phone number is 434-766 840. The email address is vwblind, so that's VWBLIND at gmail dot whatever.
.com.
Yeah, okay. It's already programmed into my computer, so I don't have to worry about it. The website is www.vawb.org, and if anybody contacts me, I can send them a link to an 8-minute segment of a TV show we did 5 or 6 years ago about the lodge.
Oh, okay.
There is Carolyn Sue Bowling from Lynchburg and myself being interviewed, and they show anybody that's partially sighted or has some sighted people watching the computer. It shows some photographs of the pond and the pool and the gazebo and stuff like that, so they get a kind of a feel of what the rooms are like.
Just for the people at home, I will post that link on the Tech Cove's website.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Now we ain't no Ritz-Carlton, so you don't get chocolates on your pillow or fresh towels. If you got dirty towels, we'll give you the clean towels. We don't make your beds, but like I said, we ain't no Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, it's more like it's
for
more
about
like
$40 or $45, that gives you a bed and 3 meals.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat that, as they say down south. You can't beat that with a stick.
Nope. Not even one that has the little prickly things on it, the briars. Yeah. That's what they're called. Richard, thank you very much for letting me interview you and for all this info. I mean, the closest to relaxing around here I could get is picking up a cordless phone. So.
Thanks for listening to today's Tech Cove. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. Tune in again next week at the same time for another edition with Sean Hosbury.